Okay, with the explanation out of the way, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up SABnzbplus, and then we're going to connect it to sickbeard so that you get all your downloads automatically ready and waiting for you when you get home. Then we'll do torrents with couchpotato, and I'll show you a couple other things. So let's start now with SABnzb. English, that's what I'm going to use. And for convenience purposes, I took the email that I got from this site here, and I took all the information that they give you in the email, and I put it on a notepad. So we'll close that out because we don't need that. And then with this index site, we have the API key saved to the notepad as well. Now, there's a whole bunch of free sites that you can use, and there's a bunch of paid sites. So find the one that works for you. Either way, they all do the same thing. The newsreaders give you that API, and the usernet gives you all the information and passwords and stuff like that. So take it all, put it on a notepad like I did here, and it will be easier for you when you configure it. Now, the difference between a NAS and a PC is if there's any selection that asks you to use a browser, to open the browser, don't. I had a hard time. Matter of fact, this is a couple days later from the first video, and you don't want to open up a browser because in a NAS you can't open a browser. So the browser's already opened, and then it'll ask you for a password and username. The best way to do it is to use the same username and password that the site gave you in the email. It's a username is a bunch of numbers, and the password is a bunch of letters, and it's all weird. Just use it, because once you get it all configured, you saved it to the notepad. If you ever need to get back to it and sign in, you can. So there is a big difference between a NAS and a computer, but I'm going to show you the NAS version. So I got everything here. We don't need all these things opened, so I'll just leave it like that. And now let's get into the install of it. So let me slide this notepad to my other screen, and I will be copying and pasting from that. So for the host, we're going to use, it's free user x whatever. So we put the port in, and usually the port is 119. Now so far this is all the same from a computer as well as a NAS. So you could do this if you're setting this up for a computer. You could do that. So I'm going to use that long digits that they gave me, and I'm going to use the password that they gave me. Alright, and I'm going to put that right in here. Then usually connections, depending on whether it's free or paid, it will tell you on the site when you sign up how many connections that you can have. We're just going to put 2. Now you can use SSL, but I'm not going to. I don't have it configured on my NAS that way, but if you want to use it, go right ahead. So we're going to go test the server, and it says here connection successful. Okay, so now we're got our website into our SABnzb. All right, so now we're going to go hit next, and I want to view this on by my PC, all the PCs on my network. You can select that if you're going to use multiple different PCs, of course, or if you just want to have one link and it'll be right there. But I'm going to select this one so we get more links, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we want to password protect, and we want to make sure that we put the same username and password. Now you can write whatever you want, but I'm going to just keep everything the same for simplicity, because that's the only way I got it to work. So you're going to have to memorize or write these down. So let's copy and paste. Okay. So now we can enable HTTPS access. We don't want to do that. And here is the big difference for PC and NAS. You don't want to launch an internet browser. That's going to mess everything up. So on a NAS, you don't have that clicked off. Let's go to next, and then we're going to put the API key that we got from, this is an API RSS key that we got from OZ and BZ, because we signed up for both, but you're going to put that in there, and you're going to integrate OZ and NZB, and you can register if you don't have an account, and that's just a way to, it's an indexer. The other site is a usernet. So now we'll go to the next. Now it's going to restart SABnzb, and once it restarts, it's going to give you some links that you can use in sickbeard. Alright, so we got our links. Setup is now complete. If you clicked one of these on a regular computer that you're not hooked up to NAS, you can click in, sign in, and you can see the setup. So I'm going to hit go, and these are 3 links. You try out the links. Now I recommend taking these links and saving them to that notepad that you have, and I'm gonna put it right here. I'm going to show you that in a second. So I have the notepad here, and I have all my information that I need, all the regular ports and this and that, and the API key that I got from OZ and BZ, and then I got the links that the SABnzb made for me. Okay, so now we're ready to go, and we're all set. So we're going to hit go to SABnzb. Now, if you wanted to use just this alone, you can, but you want to automate it. So that's why we're going to use sickbeard or couchpotato. But we're going to use sickbeard so that it downloads it for you, it schedules it for you, you can check everything, and it's just so much easier that way. When you come home, your downloads folder on your NAS completely filled, or you got a couple of shows that you have your eye on, you don't have to worry about scheduling it. It just automatically will do it for you. You don't have to manually do anything. So if we wanted to search a show, we could by going into the website, signing in, and remember, write down your username and password for this site, put it on that notepad. What you do is you can go and search. So say you wanted to search Game of Thrones. Okay, so you search that, and it will come up in a list in a second. Or you can use these default headers here, new NZBs and all that stuff. So you just go and find the one that you want. Say you wanted this one, you would download it, and it would download to your computer that you have the NAS signed into. And once it loads into the computer, it'll be in your downloads folder by default, and all you have to do is open up here, and you have to add NZB. Then you choose the file, you go into your downloads folder, you click on Game of Thrones, whatever one that you just downloaded, you hit open, and you hit upload. And what it's going to do, it's going to put it in there. But now, who really wants to do this? This is too much work, but you can do it if you wanted to. You didn't want to use sickbeard with it, or you're having trouble configuring sickbeard, you could just use this plain and simple. Now, there's a whole bunch of things that we're going to show you in configuration and all that other options, but I'm going to save that until after we install sickbeard, because there's a couple of things we're going to fix after we do sickbeard. So in the next video, we're going to do sickbeard, and then we'll put it together again with SABnzb, and then I'll show you how to point your Plex to the downloads folder, and how you're going to get all this metadata, and everything's going to look beautiful. You're going to have all your shows set up, your RSS feed, and then we'll move on to torrents, and we'll use couchpotato. So I hope you subscribe. Make sure you give a thumbs up, share this video, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you.